Hello everybody. Sorry I don't always greet on the beginning of my videos. I just want to get straight to the point because I'm trying to give myself a time frame on every video I do from now on. So far I've been doing pretty good, But anyway, on the last video before this one, which is lesson 5, but it would not have lesson 5 in the title, but it is the video after the lesson 4 video. I talked about some ideas of why target individuals are targeted in the first place. And I mentioned about if you have any spiritual gifts, that's why people like us are targeted in the first place. And then on other videos before that, I talked about some more reasons, but you have to go into that and check that out. But the last video before this one here that I'm talking on right now, that you're listening to now, I was talking about why, a couple of reasons of why STIs are targeted. And if we have any spiritual gifts of any kind, that's why we're targeted as well. But anyway, you can look up and do your own research about what spiritual gifts are. And there's many, many more spiritual gifts anyone can have. Way more than I mentioned in the last video before this one anyway, but just to let you know, I'm just trying to recap about what I said on the last one before this one. But anyway, to get to the point to this video I'm trying to get to is, I wanted to talk about on this video of why people do the things they do toward you and your family. It all starts off with childhood. Us as adults now, we notice the agents and the gang stalkers, stalking us, and they're strangers and we don't know them personally, but it always starts in our childhoods, okay? As a TI, there's always some type of abuse in the home in our childhood, whether it's verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, things like that. I'll start off with some examples. Like for me, I'll talk about myself. Me, personally, my parents were not abusive to me, but I do remember when I was kind of young, there was something that happened to me personally, and when I told them about it, they act like they were nonchalant and didn't have a emotional reaction to what I said to them in particular that happened that I did not like around another person that was not a family member. I'm just going to keep it simple. But that nonchalant and kind of like an I don't care attitude, like it's not that serious type attitude like that, that's kind of like emotional type. I wouldn't call that abuse, but it's kind of like emotional, like mind games played without certain people knowing that's what they're doing. But that is a tactic that is used in the childhood to make a child sometimes feel like you're not loved enough or something like that. Personally, my parents did not abuse me at all, you know what I'm saying? Physically or whatever. I was just kind of felt like I wasn't loved enough or whatever. I'm over it now. I did all my, inner work and all that spiritual work. So I'm over it and all that stuff, but I'm just giving examples so you can have something to think about, But for the ones that think back on their childhood that were actually really abused by their family members, parents, aunt, uncle, grandparents, or whatever, me personally, I was physically abused by a grandparent for a small amount of time in my childhood. And when I told another person in the family about it, it's kind of like that person didn't really have a reaction that a person would usually get when their child tells them something about a grandparent doing something to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get y'all in the mindset of some of the tactics that are used subliminally in your childhood as tactics like a gang stalker would do as an adult. And I'm going to get up to that Just try to bear with me now. I'm getting to a point, all right?